Hello, everybody, welcome. Rosa Psych Investigator, everybody, welcome. Rosa Psych Investigator. So I hope you've had a good day today, guys. I did made some progress today, and it's so weird. I don't know what's happening to me that I get into the research part, and it's been taking a lot longer. I don't know why. I sometimes wish that I was just like most channels and it just come on, but you know how that is, right? So I said I'm going to do this single issue um, videos, but I end up finding, that nowadays everything is so interconnected. So let me do the protection. So I'll need to ask for protection. Beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head. As I breathe in, I feel my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that informations come only from the highest sources, that it create the good, and only the good for the good people, good for the good people. So, so guys, I have topics, but before I do that, I want to show you I actually sent this to Karina, and uh, and it's really interesting. So let me show this. This is how it appears here. So this is a spread, some cards. By the way, I got these new tarot cards. Of course, these are the old system that everybody knows probably, the Rider-Waite cards, the more classic ones. But I got the ones that have the text for with all the explanations because sometimes I like to do cards for myself, and I can get so obsessive that I want to have an answer where there's no interpretation, right? And I I'm more on the school of Lenormand's where it's like it's almost like one to one. But anyway, just to have something different going on. So I had done a spread for myself asking what's happening on October, November, and December. And this is and I had told Karina, I had talked to Karina about November being in this month that is bad for the politics stuff. I had seen it before. And then I did it again, and I think honestly, I was asking for myself, but I did not think that this is going to impact me, of course, because of what I do. I don't think it's about me necessarily, really, don't, because all these things make sense. So you see the magician upside down. And by the way, I'm not one of these people who believes in reversals of cards too much. I feel like it's more of a like emphasis, a reminder or something. So we have the magician upside down, which magician means trickery in some ways, in the negative sense. And I think the trickery is revealed. Three of Swords, it means, actually, I think it might have been upright. I don't remember. Was it? But Three of Swords, heartbreak, but also pressure, blackmail. Think of what the blackmail is, right? The Epstein situation. The devil upside down. Remember, it's interesting because I joked about this in the past that the devil is orange. Funny to say. So that everything is exposed. And here, if you read the meanings here, independence, freedom, discovery, release, reclaimed power, reclaimed control. And this is, of course, because the card is upside down, right? And you have the Seven of Swords is treachery. Again, it's revealed. So all of this feels really, really intense to me. And again, guys, I don't want to, we don't have control of timing, but I feel it building up. I do feel on a personal level more of a release, like I'm organizing my stuff finally. I'm able to kind of like dig, find order, and get to the next stage and dig, really dealing with the things I have to do. So, so, uh, so that's that. Okay. And um and what else gonna say? And that's it. For now, I feel like that's that. Let me just double check here. So, Spirit, what do you have to say? Yes. Self-care, very important. Take care of yourself. Be kind. Don't expect too much. The only thing you can really do is to make your environment cozier, get rid of the things you don't want, think about the things you want to get rid of, because this is a time of dividing waters. Is a turning point. It's very negative, yes, in a lot of ways, but it's also significant in other ways. And I get this presence, yes, for it's significant. So it's interesting. Interesting informations. Interesting informations. So let me go to oh, it's interesting. Somebody's here. John McCain is here. John McCain. What do you have to say? Take a breather. Wow, it's interesting. He's showing me that when he was, I guess he was in prison back in the horrible times over there in Vietnam, and they heard the helicopters coming to pick them up, and that's this liberation, deliverance, something like that. But there's also a lot, of course, I was in prison. It was harsh, so we might be freed from the things that are crushing us in some ways, even though the difference is that there's an oppressive aspect to this. Yes, he is borrowing the darkness to cloak himself. And you heard it yesterday or whenever that was, Rose, that he shared the video of him saying that he knows he's not going to heaven. He knows the time is near. So, so this is it. Okay, for now, for this. So take a breather, remember what you each one of you stand for. And he is saying though that there are some challenges ahead. It's like we may get to the bottom. And he's saying he's agreeing with me about what I saw related to the cars. He does think that there's a sense of this doom doom doom, this big shakeup, and then there's I don't want to say liberation because it sounds so positive because it's a moment of reckoning. It will go into a new era, but difficult at the beginning, right? Because we have to find out all of like justice has to happen, and it's oppressive, but it shall happen, I feel. Okay, but now having said that, let's go to today's topics. Trump's peace plan for Gaza seems to have worked so far. What's next? Here, J.D. Vance, Hegseth's mention of the airbase um, and the Qatar airbase. I should have written this. The Qatar airbase in Idaho and Trump's peace plan. How much money is Trump getting from Qatar is the question I want to look at. And related to this, I will look into the story of the Qatar airbase because on top of this, um, so Hegseth went on, and I'll play the video. So he goes on this news. He gave a press conference saying that Qatar is gonna have a beer base in Idaho, and then the next day or so, or a couple of days later, JD Vance goes on TV show saying, "No, it's a lie. It's fake news." But we had images of Hegseth saying it. So, and then he was corrected. It's like actually not their air base because MAGA reacted right correctly. So. And then I think personally, guys, this whole peace plan to me, it has to do with money, that Trump got paid a lot of money to push. I'm glad that he did. And in some ways, he's probably one of the only people who can push me to do things. And that's good. But I feel like the main reason really is financials because Qatar and other countries must have paid him a lot of money. And that's why they're getting something in return, right? Because Trump recognizes cash, a lot of it. So okay, so and I don't think it's just that airplane. That's nothing compared to what they have, right? So let's get started on this. I wanted to get some cards, different cards also because I have to tell you, I looked into this. I didn't think that BB was going to do something to stop this whole thing, but I'm glad that at least the hostages got back, and that was a big progress. I don't think, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. My vision before was that there is something in place if BB decides to attack further, and do something to harm this deal, then something's going to happen to him. I still feel like he's close to leaving, and I just get this feeling about BB, of course, that he really did not want this to happen, and that Trump, in fact, was the one who made it happen. And I'm glad, honestly, if that I'm able to recognize that it doesn't matter if it was him who did it. It's a good thing, right? But what is the truth here? Why? Okay, what happened? Let me, guys, let me ask this now because before I get into the facts, because I can get so heady. It's almost like mental illness or something, like so like OCD about the facts or something. And guys, by the way, I received a message today. I want to alert you again before you share videos. Somebody else recommended it. You remember that channel that did the Jack Smith AI video? It's sad, I kept thinking about it and I realized this. They're probably wanting us to buy into this like fake news channel, AI channel, so that whenever they release fake information about Democrats, they will use, you know what I mean? People will start believing it, but it's not correct. And the way to find out is to look up the people. Some of those people are fake. And I could tell from the type, like the way the figure was like juxtaposed over the background, it was clearly AI to me. Okay. So anyway, and there's like a lot of these channels that create content and it's not real. Like but they can make money from it. And I saw that channel has like 300,000 followers very quickly. So beware. Okay. All right. So now let's go back here. So what happened in this peace deal? And did Trump get money from this? What is the story here? And what's happening next? Let's see. The past, present. So we have here. Okay. So I'm gonna because I'm having all these different types of cards. So let me do this first, and then I'll come show you the combinations as they appear. And I know it's kind of complicated to show the setup to show the cards. It just has to be on the table. But next time, okay? So okay. Okay. No, okay, so interesting. So here is this card. It's usually because I'm mixing the system. So this is a Kipper, and this is a prison. A prison card. Oh, that's the hostages. That's right, right. And here you have now the tree. The tree of life could be a symbolism for the tree of life, which is like Kabbalah, like mysticism. Could be survival. And then look, the hermit. And I got goosebumps when I think about it because the hermit, I was like, oh, hermit, it's the hostages. Because when you think about the prison, the hermit like hidden away, right? So that's I got goosebumps. It's nice, right? Think about it. So it's just a card just showing. Okay, so let's see. The next one is a gift present, and now the block. Now it could also be that it's a ceasefire, so it could be the blocking of the war. Now here is, oh, it's interesting. Now this card upside down, I've always seen it as like when it's something interrupted. So you have to interrupt something that was ongoing. There was a gift, so money. I mean, this is definitely a money card, okay? Okay, and then let's see the future. Now here is the theft, something wrong, recognized. Something wrong, recognized. Whoa, look at it. Wow, this is the quid pro quo upside down. Power dynamics, abusive generosity, strings attached gifts. inequality, extortion. So to me, it feels it's a card of debt, like meaning you owe somebody something. And here, the recognition that there was like some financial component to this. Okay, so wow, okay, so what did Trump get in order to do this? What did Trump get? What did it's okay. I see it shows me there's like buildings that he was promised that he would get buildings and they would build buildings for him with his name on it in the area. And he's like, I will have to spend nothing on this. And you know it's crazy that for the Qataris, the cost is so small. I don't know, it could be Saudis. It doesn't necessarily matter where, but he definitely got gifts. And then he pushed because and I see that in Trump's mind, BB did wasn't giving him gifts. And then a lot of people say, well, but what about APAC? But it doesn't compare the amount of money, the billions, truly billions probably that they offered him is nothing compared to the money that he gets from like the American uh financing. Okay, so but let's see here. What was he offered? What was the deal here? Financial part of it that we don't know about. Wow, interesting. The Empress is a card of resources. It's a feminine card, but I tend to associate it with a land. Oh, here it is. Travel from far. Okay, hidden. So, yeah, resources from far away. So, what else? Oh, the world upside down. Something foreign. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Look, hype. Oh, dark secrets. And I never forgot that one time I got this card for Manafort. Remember, I did private here. Change. Oh, when he leaves, that's right. Here is stress. Hacking could be the government. Interesting. That he's taken care of. Okay. His family's taken care of to create like a new dynasty. That's what I feel like. Okay, so is this a peace, quote unquote, thing, deal? I don't know. Why do I have a hard time believing it? What's going to happen? Is it going to stay? What's going to happen next? Okay, chariot. Could be victory, but it could be that there's an effort, like there's a trying to exert control. It's funny, there's still a financial. There's not enough. Okay, so it's saying that they have to achieve, in order for this to really happen, BB has to do certain things in order for Trump to be paid. And I don't know that he will. Here it is, the a deal. Okay, this card is a deal. A lot of money, again, a lot of money involved for the man related to man here. Let's see who. Oh, ending. Oh, and oh, could be the ending. Let's see, news about treachery behind the scenes. Oh, and spies. Tell me more. Oh, ending. Okay. Oh, it could also be they know how Bibi killed the Qataris over there. That's a way for him to quote unquote pay back for what he did. But are we going to know what Qatar paid? What has Qatar given? Oh my, what I feel because of the why has Qatar given Trump? Restless behind the scenes meeting, fighting. Okay. So it's saying they want this is sort of like a revenge for what they did. Here is happiness, celebration for the deal. But that's good. Okay. This information break for the older man. Now, interesting. Look, it's like this is a card of short illness, truly. Okay. Kurze Krankheit. So it's a distraction for the ailing man, for Trump. And then it tells me again that he was truly ill when he was. Remember that he said he doesn't think he's going to go to heaven. He knows that his time is near. And I still pray to God that it happened like, like, I think I don't want him to be so I'm going to ask this question. So when Trump passes, is he going to be in the government or outside of the government when it's natural, not that I wish for it really. I want him to live long so that he can see it. But when he passes, where will he be? Okay, making plans. Okay, he's worried about the money. Where is it going to be in the government? Okay, madness, crazy. Yeah, he's crazy. Crazy. Working. Working. Beginning. Okay, now this is a new person in the government. New person. Let's see here. Okay, the crazy again, the man upside down. Recognized. Oh, look, cut. Remove. So what? That's right. That's right. So will Trump be removed before he passes? I mean, will the removal happen? Or will he? Okay, crazy. Look, this card, guys. Militär Person. Military person. Here goes once. Military person. Now, this is a card of the stars. This is what we want, but it could also mean something about the satellites, right? Related to space. So, wow. Okay. This is also, it's a king. This is a king of action. This is a king of the law, objectivity. The house, the White House. That's why the military goes to the White House. And card to change. And also moving. You're gonna move to a different house. Get the hell out. Hit the road jack. Hit the road jack. Worry. Okay, he's worried. Oh yeah. It's, and transfers. Okay. Oh, interesting because it's saying the information will come out of financial transfer related to, I think, still even Epstein. It will come out. It's saying it will come out. Wow. Okay. This was interesting. It wasn't expected, but I feel better, guys. I know I get so much into the facts, but this helps a lot with understanding where we are. Now, let's then go to what Hegseth said. Okay, so let me just stop and then start again. So now this is from the Keith Edwards show. And this is what exactly Hegseth said about the base in Qatar.
One of the things that's happening in this administration is that they're calling each other liars. JD Vance earlier today was on TV and he spilled the beans on the fact that I think Pete Hegseth probably said something out of turn. Here's what he said about a Qatari Air Force training base on U.S. soil in Idaho.
No one other than President Trump could have achieved the peace that what we believe will be a lasting peace in Gaza. And Qatar played a substantial role from the beginning, working with our folks to ensure.
So guys, I went back to just add some animations because I know that it's like YouTube can sometimes like remove your thing. It's complicated to explain, but sometimes it has happened. Like there was the other day I added something and they could put a copyright violation thing. So I'm just adding this. Let's go back to here to keep playing.
Sure that came about. So I want to thank you for that historic piece. I look forward to joining the president as that gets, it's already been delivered, but as that's formally signed as well. And I'm also proud that today we're signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho. The location will be host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots to enhance our combined training, increase lethality, interoperability. It's just another example of our partnership. And I hope you.
Now, that's insane. That's insane. And MAGA got really upset about that. Everyone should be upset about this because the only reason why this is happening is because Qatar gave Donald Trump a $400 million plane. That's the only reason why this is happening. Donald Trump is the easiest person ever to bribe. All you got to do is give him some gold-plated crap, and he will do whatever you ask him to do.
So then a couple of days later, like I said, JD Vance goes on this news thing. Let me get this. He goes on to this thing, um, Maria Bartiromo show, and then he says that was not true, but it was. Okay, it was true. So, so let's see. It's so strange. He's such a weird guy. Okay.
The reporting that somehow there's going to be a Qatari base on United States soil, that's just not true. We are continuing to work with a number of our Arabs.
It's not true. It's literally what he said. I mean, we just listened to his direct quote.
Right. So that's correct. And then here is the question, right? What is the truth? Why was JD Vance acting like a fool when Hegseth had in fact said what he said? And it's like, come on. I don't know. What do they think? I mean, it's so strange. What is the truth? What is this airbase? Let's ask the question. That's right. He's saying there, and guys, any government, imagine a government, I don't care where, they have access to an airbase, American military airbase inside. And you have to remember, and I've read all these books about 9/11, Qatar hosted Sheikh Mohammed. You know, Sheikh Mohammed it was him and Osama bin Laden that did 9/11. So you have the night, like, and I mean, I'm sure Qatar has good things. You know, it's not like I hate Qatar, not in any way particularly, but would you really, when you think about it, right? If they're so pro-America and so like careful, supposedly, right? Why would you give access? Like, come on. I know that, for example, Saudis, even the whole 9/11 thing, the Saudis came to be trained as pilots, but I don't think they had access. They had their own thing inside the military. It's like it's risky, let's just say it, right? So what is the story here? And then to JD Vance to say, no, no. So what is the story? Okay, deal. That's it. There was definitely a deal here. Now this is tradition or a high, like that's right, tradition. Trying to move on. Now, this could also mean that this quote unquote deep state because the Hierophant card is it's like it's the tradition, it's the people and powerful people behind the scenes may have said something about nixing it. Okay, here is the gift. Okay, the man with the money, and he actually looks like that man on the video, money on the table. Judge. So they realize they're being judged. Letter, public. Okay, information, public. Okay, about and they care about it like that. People, it affected people's values. So why? But why was it? So it's saying it's true. The Hegseth was saying exactly what they promised. Hegseth is a fool, right? He's like a TV anchor. And by the way, there was all these reports about how he has Botox. Somebody found Botox needles. Like he's so vain. And they have a makeup studio. Trump he wears a lot of makeup. It's so strange, right? For people that are supposedly masculine, as Keith Edwards was saying. I love his channel, by the way. He's a real person. He's not AI. Okay. So now let's go to JD Vance. What the hell? It's just like he's so weird to me. It's saying that JD Vance knew that was a problem, and he thought, no, no, don't worry. I'm gonna go to the TV shows. I'm gonna tell them. They're gonna believe me. Oh yeah. And by the way, guys, it's for the next chapter. I'm gonna look into JD Vance. JD Vance this past week, and he was kicked out of a show with George Stephanopoulos. He lied. It's like he's the number. It's like so Trump lies, but what is it about him? It's saying he's a bad liar. And he lies about things that people just said. He does not have the charm of somebody like a comment like Trump. Well, no, he said it's not exactly like, but he's like, no, it was you. It was you because you're a Democrat. You're just like, this is you. Okay, this is your problem. It's you. So So why did he do that? Okay, here, oh, emperor upside down Putin, is that right? Create an ending. Wow. Hmm. The emotion, interesting. And I see this could be, is it women like emotional? Okay, wow. This is a, you could say that it's abuse of power, but it's also emperor turns out that creating he wants death upside down creating an ending. Like he needs to, it's almost like he's doing it on purpose. It feels like to me, honestly, the card will suggest that. Here is the courts. The woman. Now again, it's almost like he thinks that there's a woman. Something about, oh, is it about Epstein? I don't know that it is. Okay, letter. There's information coming. Okay. Election comes out about the foreign. Weird. That's so weird. That's not what I was expecting at all. But so why would he say that? Why? Okay. It's interesting. I feel like he wants to starting to act as though he is the president. He thinks in his mind that he has to speak directly to the American people because he feels like this whole Epstein thing, he knows it's coming soon. And that's when he gets a chance to shine. And he's saying he's starting to step on people's toes because he thinks he owns, does it make sense? I think he thinks he's gonna come, his time is coming and it's like those fake people. I'm sure you've met them in your life, your personal life, where it's the people that are like, oh, so nice and so solicitous. And then when the mask, like when something happens, they achieve their goal, the mask drops. The narcissist, right? They all are in different ways. But it's like he's like a spoiled brat who thinks that he's entitled to whatever comes next. Okay, so now before we end here, I want to know, is this airbase going to actually happen? Is the airbase going to happen? Are we gonna have that? Boom. Theft. Interesting. Okay, money exposed, I think. Okay, manipulation. Is this going to happen? New beginning, new person. Ideas and plans. This is plans. Woman, no, it's a woman in power. And which is it going to happen? Training for a long time. No, guilty. So it's funny, I do see Kamala's face. Um, it's saying they're going to find out how much money they got from Qatar, and it's going to be nixed. And it will be done in a way that it's not like, I don't know if they would necessarily blame the Qataris, but it was Trump who was the corrupt one. So under those circumstances, they really can't honor that contract, right? So, okay, all right. So thank you for watching, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye. And I have the research ready, which is the thing that takes the most time. All right. Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching and thanks for being patient with me.